Welcome to another video. In this video we'll show you about Titan Web layer list and what is Z-index and how to work with it. So what is Z-index? Well, essentially let's just take this for an example. Let's say I have a strip. In my strip I've got multiple different elements. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, and essentially higher the Z-index and the higher the Z-index, the more likely the element will show on the top. Now the easiest way to explain is like this. Let's say I get a bunch of buttons. So here's my button 1, and I copy and paste, create another, and then another. Let's say this one is 1. And then let me move this. This one is 2. And then this one is, and my last one is called 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and overlap each other like this. So it just looks like just a one element. Just like that. There you go. Okay, so now they've all overlapped each other. Now what you can do is you click on View, click on Show Layer List. And we're in this column now, and if I click on this button, you can see this button is all the way here. So essentially, if I click on this one, and then this one, it will take me to these two, but then this one here will point me at 3, and if I click on this one, this is number 2, and this one is number 1. Now notice, it goes like this, 1, 2, and 3, right? So the higher the button is, the more likely it's going to display first. That's what the Z-index rule really is. So let's say right now, by default, my first button is 3, but actually I want number 1 to show. So what I can do, I can just drag it over here, just above 3, and just drop it. And now if I click out, you'll see that this button is 1. This is what it's going to show because there's a higher Z-index compared to the other two which are below it. So let's take this one here, for example. This one's 2, and I'm just going to drag it back over 1. Alright, now you can see that button is 2. It's going to display first. And then same thing, if I drag this one above this one, and I drop it, you can see now it's turned 1. If I drag over this one, and drop it, you can see it's dragged number 3. So literally the easiest way to explain Z-index is just that any elements within one strip, and if you want to display over one another, you have to make sure their Z-index is higher than the one you're competing against. And the way you access this is click on View, Layer List. Whatever element you'll click on, we will show you which one it is. And then basically, once you know your elements and you've highlighted, identify where they are. In my case, if I click on this one, they're over here. And then I can just drag it over one another, and you can see that the numbers change because the Z-index is now higher for that one. And that's literally it. It's the easiest way to explain. For example, you have many strips, and you want to display, you want to hover the text over the picture, but you want the picture to show behind the text. Therefore, you need to make sure that your text is above the image itself in terms of the Z-index, and that's how it will display behind one another. It's a very, very important concept because when building a website, I can tell you there are billions of times where you need to display text first and then image behind it. Therefore, knowing how to set up the Z-index is very, very important. So hopefully this has helped you, and thank you for watching the video.